For the sake of argument, let's just assume for a second that medical care is a fundamental human right. Whether you agree with it or not, doesn't matter. Let's just assume that. Now, stay with me on this. If that's the case, then food and water and shelter and clothing have to be a fundamental human right, or it becomes meaningless for medical care to be a human right, because medical care is useless if a person doesn't have food and water and shelter and so forth. And all of those things take an enormous amount of energy. For food today, we have to have agriculture at a minimum, and agriculture today requires an enormous amount of fertilizer, which requires energy, a large amount of energy for agriculture today, and water and transportation and electricity. All of these things, clothing, requires an enormous amount of energy to manufacture those things that we need just in order to make medical care even make sense. If we don't have technology, we don't have transportation, we don't have electricity, then a physician can't even poke you in the belly because they can't even see you. And without technology, that's really about all they can do is poke you or something, because they don't have technology or electricity, infrastructure. And all of that requires energy. So energy is not just essential to our standard of living, it is literally essential to our life. The amount of people that would die if we didn't have energy is just vast. It wouldn't be complete extinction, because some people could survive in the wilderness, but the vast majority of us wouldn't. And unless the population of the earth decides we're going to quit growing, we're going to start needing more energy. And where's that energy going to come from? It's going to have to be sustainable. It's going to have to be environmentally friendly. It's going to have to require a small amount of materials for a huge amount of energy, like nuclear, unlike solar and wind, which require an enormous amount of materials for a very small amount of energy. And then we want something that's safe, something that has very few deaths by accidents per gigawatt hour, like nuclear. Nuclear is lower than wind and solar in terms of the number of deaths per gigawatt hour from accidents. Just because there are some high profile events doesn't mean that those numbers are huge compared to other sources that just have regular steady accidents, like car accidents and those things. But when it comes to wind, keep in mind it's people falling off of turbines and those kinds of things. But the point is that yes, if we want to live, we have to have energy. We have to have baseload energy that's reliable. Otherwise, people die. It's as simple as that.